Hey guys, welcome to Carnivore Expeditions. I'm excited. I'm headed to Madison County, Alabama. I had a landowner contact me. He saw my YouTube channel and he thinks he has some caves on his property. He's not for sure. He wants me to come by and check them out, and I told him I was happy to do so. I did a little research, and the area which he lives is a karst area, so that means it's an area which is prone to the formation of caves. And I looked at the Alabama Cave Survey database, and I didn't see any known caves in the area which we're going to be searching. So it's very possible that these could be some virgin caves, or possibly may just be some holes that need to be dug open, which could turn into big caves. All right, we've already done some research. This is a tract of the property that we're going to be hiking. I think it starts at the valley floor and it goes up to about 1,100 feet. And the landowner already has some LiDAR leads marked, which he has taped off with flagging tape, but he hasn't went down in these holes because he's not a caver. But we have a good plan of attack. Also have a release form here, which I'm going to sign for the landowner so that he can have the peace of mind that he doesn't have to worry about me getting hurt. Coming upon the first hole that we're going to check out today. It looks like it's about 6 to 8 feet deep, so I'm going to crawl down in there and see if I see any leads and see if we can feel any air. May need a little bit of light. Always helps. Oh, I got it. I got them on my. I just got to turn them on. There we go. Looks like it. Looks like water drains into it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it all comes gushing right here in a big way. Down off the mountain. This is the main drainage ditch goes straight in here.
Set that right there. I didn't mean to take that in here. Let's see. Let me put on these gloves. I'm having to wear these oversized gloves because I have a broken finger, and they're the only ones that'll fit over my cast. I can feel a little bit of cold air. I think it's coming from the side over here. There's a mosquito. Let's see. Paul, if you're able to hand me the anemometer there, or I'll
Yeah, I get some cold air.
Yeah, I was just gonna see how much air it's pushing. One thing we had to, caves will they blow more on when the temperatures outside are more extreme, like if they're really hot or they're really cold. But when it's kind of a neutral day like today, sometimes you don't get as much air pumping. So all right, I'm going to turn on my anemometer and see if we can detect any. Definitely feel some cool air. But I'm not getting a bunch of blowing air, but it is pretty neutral today. Caves are about 60 degrees year-round, and I don't know what the temperature is out here today. I guess it's probably already in the 70s, I would guess. But let me put my gloves back on. It was kind of hard to press the buttons wearing these oversized gloves. Let me move some of these medium and small rocks out of the way. Can possibly squeeze into this passage if I can get them out of the way. There's a bigger rock pinned underneath that root.
5 miles an hour or less.
This rock is more awkward than it is heavy. If I can get it out from under this root, I think it'll make enough space for me to get down in this hole a little better. And because I have a broken finger, I have one good hand and one not so good hand. It's almost loose. Just a little more. There we go. That made some space. I can get my chest in here and see around a little bit better. Lots of debris on the floor that could be plugging up the cave. I can still feel cold air. All right, I don't. Small room in here, but yeah. Small room down here, but I don't see any leads out the bottom, and and we are kind of close to the valley floor. So definitely drained somewhere. Let me adjust my knee pads. These knee pads have seen better days. This is a good one to be rechecked on a extremely cold day or extremely hot day. Gonna climb back out and go check out the next one. This is potential cave number 2. So gonna stick my head down in here and see what we see. Huh. All right. There's some, yeah, there's some down there. Looks like there's a little room over to the side, and I'm gonna drop a rock just to see what we can hear. Sounds like it's got some volume to it. I don't.
Yeah. There's not a high-pitched pop.
Yeah. Okay, I can see a slab right here, which I can probably knock over.
Listen to that.
All right.
You got a room in there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put my gear on and go down and check this one. So,
All right.
so
Did you toss a rock when you were here the last time to hear all that, or nope, you didn't? Okay. All right, man. Let's see if this thing's a cave. I got a knot tied in the bottom of the rope, and the reason I do that is in case it turns out to be a really long cave, I don't rappel just off the bottom of the rope and keep on going.
Yeah.
So I'll get you to kind of help keep it untangled, and yeah, and just sort of feed it down there to me. And let's see. I'm gonna kick some more.
It's not far from me, is it?
Kind of garden it up a little bit. No, it's not. See if there's one more rock I might be able to move. Okay, and let's see. Start tossing the rope down little by little here. Looks like it could be pretty. Looks like there might be some decorations and things in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's it.
at the end of the rope there. Okay.
As in stalactites.
Stalactites and stalagmites. I see some flowstone already. So flowstone's kind of like the drapery that goes down the walls, and I should be able to catch it on video and be able to share that with you.
That's awesome.
Well, that rock I didn't think that I couldn't move a few minutes ago. Now all of a sudden it wants to move. I like shook it a few minutes ago, and I'm gonna pull my rope up and send it down. I guess when I got my body weight on it, it decided it wanted to change its mind about moving or not. Okay.
I got you. There you go, right here.
All right.
Back in the 80s, we had racks like that. They were a little bit bigger. A
Little
lot
bit.
more beams across.
Yeah, this is called a micro rack. It's perfect for kind of small stuff like this.
Australian style. Rack.
And it's not free climbable, so I'm glad that I have the proper gear to safely get down there.
All right, looks to be about 15-20 feet deep. Crickets and salamanders, and I think I swallowed a gnat. Sorry, got a little protein for the day.
Let me rappel down to the floor, right at 15 feet, give or take.
All right. Yeah.
Touchdown, I'm on the floor. I'm going to take off my equipment and have a look around.
All right, let's see. Standing at the bottom of about this 15-foot pit entrance. And definitely there's some sedimentation on the floor, debris. Go over here to this side. More sediment, more debris over here. Probably sent down some of these rocks a few minutes ago, so these are not these are not the original rocks. It's got some nice fluted ceilings. And I see a crack over here in the floor. See if it goes down any farther if I move a couple of rocks around.
Sometimes just moving 3 or 4 good rocks can get you into some new cave passage.
Little crack. I'm going to send a rock down this little crack to see if it goes. No, it sounds like it goes about, just sounds like it goes 2 or 3 feet and dead ends. See if I can get a better look. Yeah, I see leaves on the bottom down there, and don't feel any air, but it's a pretty neutral day, so might not be much airflow today. All right, I'm gonna head back out. Yeah, I'm on my way back up, so. Garden these rocks a little bit.
This is why we wear helmets. It's especially important at these new pits. Tighter than I remembered 10 minutes ago.
All right, made it back up to the top, and it's most people would call it a cave, but you have to be able to get 50 feet, yeah. And you probably got about half that. You probably got 25 feet. So in layman's terms, it's a cave, but for the state of Alabama, it'd be considered a karst feature. But it's pretty. You got some pretty walls and
pretty safe.
Yeah, not too bad. And I garden the edge, but the first few times anyone ever goes down there be the most dangerous, because there's always loose stuff that has to be considered, so definitely wouldn't have somebody going into it unless they've done it a few times. But
you got a good video of the place, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
That's good enough.
Yep.
For me.
Okay. Okay, we're coming upon some more features, and this is really about like the best one yet. There's a shaft going down there. Looks like there's a bridge of sorts, and then there's another shaft going here, and also over here. These are probably all part of the same feature. So in other words, we may have discovered a cave with 3 different entrances, which is pretty cool if it's a cave. Let's see, I'm going to turn on my headlamp and get a little light down this hole and see how far it goes. Get my gloves back on. Let's see. I think I'm going to rig a rope. I don't think I'll need to get fully vertical, but I'll probably go ahead and put a rope just for a hand line. Alright, got a rope around this tree here. This is more or less just a hand line. I'm not going to go fully vertical on this one. I'm just going to do kind of a body rappel, because I don't think I think there's plenty of footholds and handholds. Oh man, it's got some cold air, so
Really?
oops, and like a goof wad, I forgot to take my phone out. And I don't want to mess up a $800 phone over a little climb down. Let's see, plenty of footholds. It's not overly slippery. I'm going to make good use out of this rope just to be safe. All right. Definitely feel some cold air. So, and looks like there's a dome over here to the side. Check out this dome, and of course I'm watching out for snakes. Okay, wow. Look at all those crickets up there. No shortage of crickets. Feel some cold air. The cold air's probably coming from down there. Go down there and check that in a minute or two. See what's over this way. Okay, there's that other entrance which I could see when I was up top a few minutes ago. And probably another entrance over here. Wow, just tons of crickets. Alright, looks like that dead ends over here. Look around the corner here. Some salamanders. More crickets. And another entrance above me. I don't know if this qualifies as a cave, but if it does, it would be multi-entrance cave. Matter of fact, when it comes time to leave, I'm probably gonna go out this way because that's a lot closer. All right. If there's any cave here, it's gonna be in the floor back over here. Got some popcorn formation here, which means we've got some airflow. And if there's any cave, it's going to be down. It's going to be down this hole here. This is the lowest part of the cave, or the potential cave. It seems to be where all the water's going. May have to move a rock or two to wiggle down in here. Get that one out of the way. A little bit of air, cold air. All right, I don't see any passable passage that way. See if I can turn around and look behind me. All right. Well, it's an interesting karst feature. There's some cold air seeping out somewhere, but I just can't find it. Definitely got some good geology going on around here. Let's see. I may just climb back up this same spot here. It's not too bad.
That's without a doubt what I saw on the LiDAR.
Oh.
It's open to the sky and rays could come down in there.
Yep.
That's exactly what I saw on there.
There's some cold air coming out of the floor, but nothing passable. But definitely it's a little short. I don't think you could pull 50 feet, but it's probably close to it's probably, you know, closer to the threshold. It's probably over 30, but I don't know if you get 50. But cold air and coming out of some cracks in the floor, but nothing that I could see that would be an easy
Yeah.
that would be an easy undertaking. So, all right. And so you got one more up the hill there.
Check that. We'll go up the hill just to here, then we'll cut to the right and go to the one I was really concerned about.
Oh, okay. Okay, coming upon another pre-marked hole. And I guess I'd call that semi-horizontal. So it's got a sloping entrance. It's big. I feel some cool air. cool air, lots of gnats. Got some flowstone formation up here. Lots of crickets. I don't see any leads offhand, so. All right. Not a cave, but interesting.
I just said bye to the landowner and thanked him for allowing me to explore his property. He had a very nice, lovely property, and I enjoyed walking around it today. We found about 5 different holes, and one of them was about 30 feet long. It wasn't a cave, because in the state of Alabama, you have to have 50 feet before it's a cave. But it was a very nice karst feature, and hopefully I'm going to come back to this property in the winter when all the leaves are gone and be able to take a closer, more detailed look at the property. It was just so thick today you couldn't really see every little nook and cranny, so there may still be some caves on this property, and looking forward to coming back and checking it out again. Guys, if you're a property owner in the southeast United States, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, if you think you have a cave on your property and you want someone with experience to come by and check it out, get in touch with me. I'd be happy to possibly come by and see if you actually have a cave or not. Guys, I'm going to put some links up on the screen to some other great outdoor and cave videos, which I think you're going to love. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.